And good the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church this morning on this lovely bright September morn. Welcome to all the congregation that are sitting here, and you can see by looking at the camera that we have a few people in here, and a big welcome to those that are joining us virtually, and very pleased to have the medium Wendy Jack is joining us today. He's our medium demonstrator. So thank you very much, Wendy. I know you've served our church before, so it's lovely to have you back, and lovely to be here. And it's been a very strange week with different television coverage and seeing, there's just absolutely nothing to describe the sort of week it has been, with the outpouring of love and affection that we have seen for Her late Majesty and for our new King and for the royal family. And as spiritualists, we know that we have it in our heart that she's reunited with her dear Philip, and therefore, we know that she had served well, and it's time for her to have some enjoyment of time back with her husband. Okay. But now what I would like to do is ask our medium for the opening prayer this morning. Wendy, thank you.
Thank you. If you'd like to join me in prayer. Divine Spirit, love and light, we thank you for allowing Spirit to communicate by other means and for your guidance in the words spoken this morning. We pray for both ourselves and for other people who may be in more need than we can ever know, especially in these uncertain times. Give us the strength to overcome the adversities we are facing. Help us to help others, to learn by experience, that in doing so we selflessly chaos. Only order reigns in your universe, and whether we understand or not, it is all in your great designs. Guide the angels into all of our hearts. Give us the courage to fight the good fight, so they may continue to lead us out of the darkness into a new world full of love and kindness. We ask for understanding the lessons that are given to us today and through our life's pathway, with the strength to learn from them. Also to take something from the messages given this morning, even if they are not directly aimed at you. We leave this service in your loving care and give our energy willingly to help our loved ones communicate with us this morning. Amen.
Kidney problem at this time for Dawn and for Victor. And as I say, if anyone else has anyone that they just want to put the name on the bottom of the screen, because we know the power of healing. We know that, the healing ministers, healing angels will go out to those that are in need. And our own healing prayer is now the Serenity Prayer. If we can all say the Serenity Prayer together, which hopefully will be up on your screen. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And then this is the time in our service where I'll ask George to go around with the collection. And for those of you that are supporting us online, that you can pay with a donation via PayPal. And that is normally up there on the system for the paypal.com, PayPal me, LAD Proms. Every tiny donation helps in keeping us open. especially as we go into the autumn and winter months. And I'm just going to say hello to a few names, or is this also a time where we have some of our adverts, Richard? Thank you. Yes, please.
Are you planning a paid spiritual event, or looking for something to do this weekend? Then visit myspiritualevents.com. You can browse the listing, view the event details, watch a YouTube clip, look at a mini gallery, select dates and times, pay for tickets using PayPal or your debit card. Organizers can register for free and start selling tickets within minutes, be it for their online or in-person spiritual event. As an organizer, you will have access to your own admin dashboard, which will display information such as your income and your bookings, all in a simple and user-friendly display. It's free to use. Join and upgrade to an organizer. Come and visit us at myspiritualevents.com.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Join Polly, Jane, and Sarah for the Sunday Sofa from 4 p.m. today. The show consists of advice, gossip, and free readings, be it oracle card or mediumship.
And welcome back after those adverts. I'd now like to ask our speaker, Wendy, to give us the reading for this morning.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, because tomorrow is our final goodbye to our beloved Queen, I've actually written a poem that I'd like to share with you with regards to her life. So it's called Our Queen Elizabeth. Today we mourn the loss of our Lilibet, the most wonderful queen ever to rule. She vowed to serve her whole life for her people and devoted to the end with every rise and fall. An inquiring child full of laughter, an insightful delight with a happy, smiling face. An unexpected queen filled with compassion and love. A natural ruler preparing to take her rightful place. She led the way as a tenacious teenager, giving strength to our children when we were at war. Her voice echoed around the British Isles with support, showing a resilience to what was in store. As an astute, beautiful young woman, it was time for Lilibet to take the throne. Elizabeth could not lead us into battle, but she made this land her own. She gave this nation her heart and soul, with pure devotion to her people and this land. Our queen stood firm with her inner strength, full of love for her public. She made a stand. The words of foresight that she would give, they gave us faith and courage in our hearts. Her support, love, and understanding had no bounds. Our queen gave us hope when our families were apart. Our very own confident and strong leading light, an earth angel full of beauty and grace. She shone her virtue, strength, and integrity. She ruled with vigor in every situation that we faced. A passionate, kind, and caring queen, whose words of wisdom showed a humble side. Our queen never took herself too seriously, as she reigned over her kingdom with pride. Her sense of humour and intellect were there for everyone to see. Her work ethic was second to none. Our queen was exactly where she needed to be. For 70 years, our victorious Queen Elizabeth ruled our nation, never letting us down, with her elegance and colourful presence and the authority with which she wore the crown. We saw her grow from a child into a woman, from a loving wife to a nurturing mother. A grandmother to a growing family, she multitasked like no other. Our Queen was always guiding us, with her dashing Prince Philip by her side. She served us well, did Lilibet, but alas, it is time to say goodbye. Please take our heartfelt love and gratitude. Your devotion was always present and sincere. You deserve to rest with your beloved Philip by your side, reunited once again with your love so dear. There are not enough words to express our pain from losing our monarch, a queen like no other. You served your people with dignity, splendor, and glory. Such loyalty from our queen, there would never be another. The spirit world will be rejoicing as you return home, as we grieve for our devastating loss. But we know we will meet again one day, our Queen Elizabeth, if we believe in this wondrous spiritual myth. Thank you.
And so a round of applause well deserved there, Wendy. Some lovely words, and the fact that you've written them yourself from the heart. And I'm sure her dad was one to be meeting her and be very, very proud of the service that his daughter has given. And as I say, we have that knowledge. We don't have to hope, because we have that proof of survival all of the time. Now we've had a few people. We've got our own Margaret Bartley that is up there and just saying hello to us and sending out healing for her son who's not too well at the moment, has unfortunately had a bad stroke. Keith Shepperton. So if we can send out some healing thoughts and know that, healing works, and we have to send that energy. So our love to you, Margaret. And we also have Helen, who's asking for healing. If you can read that one. And has lost a family. And we're just having a look. Marley is in need of healing. Kate is letting us know of that. Sort of all the wonderful healers that we know listen in and watch our service on a Sunday. And then we have some that are asking just to say hello. And all from Minnesota, I think that is saying. It's for the ladies. So we have a few people join us. Around Julie Caswell is saying good morning. So welcome, Julie. Lovely to know that you're with us. And Kerry is saying good morning to all. And good morning to you, Kerry. And someone is just asking us, hello, how are you? And that's from, is it Charlie? I can just about see. So forgive the fact that I've got this heavy cold, so my eyesight is not as good as it normally is. But we welcome everyone from all corners of the globe this morning. Say on this beautiful morning. Now I'm also, and hello to Tina. And I'm going to ask then Wendy if she's ready to be able to give her address for the morning.
Absolutely.
Over to you.
So, as I mentioned earlier, our unexpected Queen. So on the eve of our last goodbye to our beloved Queen Elizabeth II, as she journeys to her final resting place, reunited once again with her beloved Philip, let us take a moment to reflect on such a magnificent Queen and the life she had serving her people. Born on the 21st of April 1926, Elizabeth was a delightful child, chatty, intelligent and compassionate, with a wonderful sense of humour, even at such a young age. Her light shone so brightly then, with the first glimmers of the strong, majestic, loyal and devoted lady our Queen Elizabeth would become. Born to the second son of King George V, her father at that time was a prince with no idea he would be king. His brother, Prince Edward, was destined to be the next in line and did reign for less than a year when his father died. Then he decided his love for American Mrs. Wallis Simpson was far greater than his love to reign as king. Being a divorcee, he was unable to marry his beloved Wallis, so gave up his right to the throne, meaning the responsibility went to his younger brother, known as Prince Albert, or Bertie, to his family and friends. Was it because Elizabeth did not have to follow such a strict and disciplined childhood, with the pressure of being the heir apparent, especially as Prince Albert had never seen an official paper before he was queen, that Elizabeth had such charm and tenacity, with a mischievous, fun-loving personality that she has shown on many occasions over the decades, which stole the world's heart? Elizabeth, fondly known as Lilibet, lived with her father and mother, Elizabeth Angela Margaret Bowes-Lyon, and her younger sister Margaret, and an array of horses and, of course, her beloved corgis. And the first was a family pet called Dookie. And then she had her own given to her on her 18th birthday called Suzanne. Even went on honeymoon. Homeschooled in a safe and loving environment, Elizabeth blossomed and grew, showing maturity beyond her years, especially in World War II. At the age of 14, she made a monumentally heartwarming, calm and compassionate speech to the nation and the children who were being evacuated, while Elizabeth and Margaret predominantly stayed in London. Elizabeth gave them comfort when they needed it the most, showing a confident personality with an amazing insight at such a young age that gave the children hope, with the final words spoken. I quote, that in the end, all will be well, for God will care for us and give us victory and peace. The people always came first with our Lilibet. When her father, Prince Albert, was crowned King George VI in 1937, he took his father's name to emphasize continuity and to restore confidence in the monarchy. Elizabeth looked on in awe. She had a wonderful relationship with her father, and her face shone like a shining star as she watched him being crowned king, accepting that she would be following in his footsteps, and Elizabeth's fate was sealed. Elizabeth started taking on public duties and was appointed Colonel-in-Chief of the Grenadier Guards by her father, making her first public appearance inspecting the troops in 1942. She also began to accompany her parents on official visits within Britain. The first signs that started to show her never faltering work ethics that she portrayed all the way through her reign. In 1945, Elizabeth joined the Auxiliary Territory Service to help in the war effort, training side by side with other British women to be an expert driver and mechanic. She was definitely handy to have around to check your oil and water and tyres. The experience, along with being able to mingle anonymously among the citizens in London on VE Day, gave her a glimpse into the real world, which served her well with her humble attitude and ability to converse at all levels in society, which led her to become the people's queen. Now, Elizabeth first met Philip when she was only 13, and she was smitten by the tall, dashing and handsome prince. The two kept in contact over the years and eventually fell in love. Her father, King George, was a bit apprehensive, as Philip was a bit of a diamond in the rough, with his boisterous and outspoken manner, as we have seen on more than one occasion through the years. He didn't possess great wealth, but he made our queen happy, making her laugh. One such event in their much later years was when Prince Philip pranked the queen, dressing up as one of the palace guards, complete with bare-skinned hat, unbeknown to the queen, and he caught her attention as she walked past, causing our queen to giggle. They married on November the 20th, 1947, at London's Westminster Abbey. Great Britain was still recovering from the war, so Elizabeth collected clothing coupons to get the fabric for her gown, which shows the humble depths of our down-to-earth queen. On the 2nd of June, 1953, Elizabeth officially became Queen Elizabeth II at her coronation. She had taken on the responsibilities of ruling the monarch on February the 6th, 1952, when her father died from lung cancer while she was in Africa. For the first time ever, the ceremony was broadcast on TV for all the world to see. Such a spectacular glitz and glamour of pomp, showing the British monarchy in all its glory. And so began a 70-year reign like no other, full of ups and downs, scandals and controversy, with history in the making. But regardless of the colourful and at times questionable events through the 7 decades, Elizabeth ruled, especially when they were beyond her personal control. She reigned with dignity, honour, pride, and the love for her people, which was second to none. She was our ambassador of England, head of the Commonwealth, where she represented approximately 14 different countries, travelling the world many times over, a shining beacon of light wherever she went, with her fluent ability to converse in various languages, and with her charming manner she wooed all the dignities of the world. Queen Elizabeth even modernised the monarchy, dropping some of the formalities and opening up royal sites and treasures which were available for all to see. She abolished the civil list that had a 250-year history. The government support received by the royal family was cut back, as she preferred to rely on her own wealth. A people's queen indeed. Now, despite occasional calls to step aside for Prince Charles, she remained steadfast in her royal obligations, being true to her oath on the day she was crowned queen, continuing to do more than 400 engagements per year and supporting hundreds of charitable organisations and programmes. Not only was she a queen, a wife, a mother of 4 children, the eldest now King Charles, Anne, Andrew and Edward, she was just like any other mother when she showed a day in her life to the world on TV. A grandmother of 8 and great-grandmother of 10, she multitasked like no other. She was always close to the red box, the royal red box, full of daily duties and obligations to the crown. The only day she apparently took off, which I care to differ, was Christmas Day, where she still had one eye on her royal red box and, of course, her wonderful Christmas Day speeches, which for more years than I care to mention, I have watched every single one. She dealt with the ridicule of the royal family, threats of death, and even an intruder in her bedroom, all of which she took in her stride, never wavering from her duties or from her dedication and her dedication to her life, to the citizens of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. She showed her humour to the world on numerous occasions, especially the memorable James Bond sketch in 2012, when Great Britain hosted the Olympics at the opening ceremony. Who knew the Queen could parachute? And of course, just recently, on her 70th Jubilee, when she had tea with Paddington Bear, complete with her own marmalade sandwich tucked into her handbag. A queen like no other. In 2017, at the age of 91, the Queen passed some of her duties to Prince Charles, but still continued to work hard for our country. Then the hardest battle she ever had to face in her life was the passing of her dear husband and companion of nearly 80 years, and the longest serving royal consort, Prince Philip, on the 9th of April 2021, just before the Queen's birthday. The sight we all remember so well at the peak of COVID, where our beloved Queen sat in the church pews on her own due to the restrictions, while mourning for the loss of our husband. The inner strength and dedication to the United Kingdom showed no bounds, as our beloved Queen continued to rule for over a year without her companion by her side, until Thursday, the 8th of September, where she died peacefully at her favourite place of residence, Balmoral, at the age of 96, surrounded by her family. True to her work ethics right up until the end, when 48 hours previously she was visited by our new Prime Minister, one of 15 she had greeted in her 70-year rule. I, for one, and I'm in awe of our beautiful, selfless, intelligent, funny, charming, witty, and much loved Queen, who puts her country and the Commonwealth first, working for the greater good with love and compassion in our hearts for all of humanity, now to be reunited once again with her Prince Philip. Thank you for all you stood for all the compassion, love, strength, and guidance that you have given. Your people thank you. Thank you for being you. God bless you, and sleep well, Lilliput. Sleep well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wendy. I don't know if you wrote those words, but you certainly delivered them magnificently. And if there was somebody that had never heard about the Queen, then they have, it was delivered so well that they would know in so much detail, so well thought. And, you think to yourself, wow, we can't really follow that because we just need a few seconds to actually reflect on that. It's been a fortnight really of reflection. And some very beautiful words. And as I say, we know that she served so well that she will now have that time in the spirit world to be able to have some time for herself and Philip, because we know that you cannot take riches with you, but what you do is from the work that you have done and the service that you have given. So to that degree, we wish her well, on a new chapter of her life in the spirit world. And that proof of survival, that knowledge that we have as spiritualists, really is our own Rock of Gibraltar. It is, that faith and that knowledge, that science that we have, that we know that we go on to continue our journey. So we wish her well. And then we think of our journeys here on earth with those wonderful words. And also it comes into our next part of the service, which is that time we bring the two worlds closer. We bring that communication from loved ones, from friends and from family. So I just want to remind people in the church that there can be a delay in so many seconds. Also those that will type if they understand something that Wendy is saying, that there can be that bit of a delay. So the faster you can type and just say yes or no to whatever, is being said. You don't have to give loads of details, just the fact, yes, that you can accept what's being said, or no, you can't, especially if we have to whittle it down when there's more than one person, which, is hoping that the message is for them. So with that, let's please give our love and attention to Wendy, and also remember, if our loved ones are communicating with us on that threshold of their door to our door, then put that love into your voice so that they know that you're happy to be able to hear from them. Because if they were on your physical doorstep, you would greet them with that love. So send that energy, send that love, think out of the box, and over to you again, Wendy, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. So the way I work, I see, hear, feel, sense, smell, got a sense of knowing, go directly to the person that I am working with. And the first lady I'd like to go to is the lady in the blue jacket with the glasses on, who's about 4 pews back, who's sitting on the end. Oh, you didn't realise you had a blue jacket. Fabulous. Hello. Right, I'd like to come to you. And it's, as I was talking, I was tripping over my words. I've also got something going on in my jaw and my throat with this lady who's come through. Would you understand this straight away? She's sort of stopping me speaking or being fluent with my words. She's doing it again. And I want to go on your mother's side with regards to this lady. And I want to say that she would have been a small lady. She's given me about 5'4" in height. She's sort of filling herself out a little bit. So I feel she was quite a voluptuous lady. And I do feel this is maybe a mother kind of energy. Would you understand this, please? Okay, let me have a little look. I want to go on your mother's side, and how she's given me, it's like a maternal energy that she would have been with her. So it could actually be a grandmother, either on that side. What she's showing me is she would have had whiter hair. She would have been, as I say, quite curvaceous. Not when she got to the end, because she was become a shadow of herself. She was somebody who just before she passed, had more a case of more muffin top. So she had the weight just above her midriff. She was a very strong.
Not really, no. I don't really know. I can't really answer that. Yes, yes. I am a warrior, yes.
He was, she's telling me spiritually gifted when you were younger, so you had the sense of spirituality around you. Would you understand this, please? And what she's also doing is making my hands burn. So she's making me feel as if you would have been very much a healing light around people as well. She's also given me the sense that you would stand back on the sidelines looking in with regards to be around. Would you understand this, please?
Yes.
She said even in your teenage years, you were always respectful and loving and kind to everybody around you. You like to help people, as well. She said you always was a beacon of light, helping all and sundry. And you got the balance right, she's telling me. You wouldn't rescue, you would empower people with your words of encouragement. Would you understand this, please?
Yes.
She's telling me that as you've gone through life, you've had your trials and tribulations of with all, but especially in your 30s, it was a very trying time for you. And most people would have been by the wayside, but you didn't. You sort of rose above it. You became stronger because of that. Would you understand this, please?
Yes.
Fabulous. And what she's telling me, from that time onwards, you became very, she's telling me Teflon skinned, in the sense that anything you faced, you dealt with it with a matter of fact kind of attitude. And the reason why she's showing me all that is because from the 40s up to where you are now, I want to say to actually to you were 60, you were dealt with things. You had this strong, independent power, determination to achieve and overcome every obstacle you face. Would you understand that, please?
Yes.
But what she's telling me now, I'm sorry, I've got to go my hair here. What she's telling me now is your uh, uh, your ability to worry has multiplied the older that you've got. And she said, why? This is the time you should be enjoying life, enjoying every single moment with a spring in your step and realizing you've overcome the hardest parts of all to now be enjoying your life in a very calm and relaxed manner. Would you understand this, please?
Yes.
And it's like, as you've got older, you become more concerned about your family. That, you know, your family will get on and do their thing. They will, or they're on their pathway. They're overcoming their trials and tribulations of life. And she's saying, why are you worried about them? They won't thank you for it. Of course, they're there for you, but they won't listen because they can be very, very stubborn. So she's saying to you, the reason I've come in is to tell you I was very much the same. And if I can give you my words of wisdom from up and beyond, it's go through life with a hop, skip, and a jump, making your memories and stop worrying. Does all that make sense, please?
Yes, I understand that.
And it's funny because I feel sometimes we don't necessarily remember the people that come through or recognize them. But if they've been through something you've been through, they want to give their words of wisdom to help you. And I feel that was indeed the case from this lovely soul that's come in. And
Thank
she's
you.
telling me she's on your mother's side. She said to me also, it will come to you. Um, she's also telling me I feel it would have been something to do with her throat, how she passed and her breathing. I also have got the pains in my chest with regards to her. So I feel it's a lot of things to do with that kind of area. Um, One thing she's also given me, I had a bit of a muzzy head earlier, and she's given me, it's telling me it's when you do get this over thought processes, you can have a little bit of a muzzy head from it. Would you understand this, please?
Yes, yes,
She said, that's your merry-go-round going round and round and round within your head. She said, put the brake on it, stop it in mid-flow, your head will go. That's what she's telling me.
yes.
Okay. She wants me to give you some irises, beautiful irises. She also wants me to give you the months of March and April and May. She's gone July and August, September. We want October, November. I've also gone to December and January. Birthday celebrations, anniversaries, and passings relevant to you. And I want to say thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. So it's important, even though you don't recognize the person straight on, it's the message for me, which is the most important thing.
I think it's my aunt.
Ah, brilliant, fabulous. I knew it was that kind of line, and I know that she was very nurturing with you, especially as a child. And this is where I got that mothering kind of energy with her. Not so much in later life, but she definitely said to me as a child, she was very mothering around you. Would you understand that, please, too?
Yes, yes.
Fabulous. Thank you for that validation, and
you.
thank you so much for working with me.
Thank you.
The person I want to go online is Helen Mansell, please. Helen Mansell. I wonder if you're in the house, if you can pop up a hello for me so I know you're there. Hello, Helen. I hope you're good today. Right, I have got two people that have stepped forward here, and as they've come forward, I do feel there's either a family tree being done, thought of, or in the process of being done. I've got a gentleman and lady from your mother's side again, I'm being told, mother's side. The gentleman, he's shown himself in it looks like a black and white picture, but he's standing there like standing up straight. He's got glasses on. He's got a bit of a belly, but not overly huge. And he's wearing a pair of trousers and a white shirt. And what I can see is like greenery behind him in this picture. And there's a white house building behind that, behind the greenery that's showing through. And he's literally standing there with a smile on his face. And he would have been someone who was very strong in character, he's telling me. He said, don't let my looks be deceiving, because he was having a smile in the photograph, but he could be very stubborn and opinionated when he wanted to be. He said, probably that was my biggest flaw. Well, but I always say our imperfections are what makes us perfect in some way. Because what he's saying to me, it could be like treading on eggshells around him, because he wouldn't necessarily speak up about what was going on for him. He would be lost in his thought processes. But when he did speak up, and especially outside of the family unit, he would be someone who was very chatty and quite happy and outgoing. Would you understand this gentleman, please? I'm just going to have a check with him, because I do feel, even though I'm going mother's side, I feel is the lady, I feel he may be on the father's side, how he's going on with, because he's making my hand tingle on the left hand side. Would you understand this gentleman, please, Helen? If you could pop up as soon as possible, please, because he's the one who's most prominent and showing himself to me. And with regards to if you can confirm that family tree for me as well. Ah, thank you. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Now, Now, Mum, now I feel your Nan wants to speak, because she was the one. She's telling me she ruled the roost. She was someone who was always on the go, here, there, and everywhere. She liked everything just so. She's telling me she could be very annoying, actually, because if anybody put something down, she'd be picking it up, taking it to the kitchen sink, or she liked to tidy house. She liked everything as it should be. And I actually feel the love and compassion they gave to you, they gave you strong morals. They also gave you such love, unconditional love, she's telling me. She said, even though with her quirky ways and a strong, independent at times personality, and when I think at this strong, independent personality, brilliant. Yes, family tree has been going on for a long time. Fabulous. Thank you. I feel with her nature, she could come across as sharp. Now, I'm having my hair played with a lot, and I keep doing this. And I actually feel where they're in spirit, you've had sensations of them stroking your hair, because I am forever pulling my hair out and have done for the last goodness how long, because it's like they're messing my hair up to say they're giving you signs that they are there. So if you can take that, that would be wonderful. She didn't suffer because gladly. She was another one who was very, very resilient. She's another one who's making me trip over my words. So I feel there was a problem towards the end with her being able to communicate in the things that what she wanted to say. She also became a shadow of her former self when she did pass. But she was a tough cookie, really tough cookie. And I feel with regards to how she was with her own parents, you had a watered down version, so she tells me she had a really hard upbringing with regards to them. Would you understand this, please, Helen? You may not know because of the timeline there, but she wanted to stress that sometimes she could be quite sharp because of that. I didn't see that. Yes, not Nan, but me. I am tidy. Right, fabulous, but beautiful, lovely people. Yes, right, okay, superb. As long as you can take that, because what she's doing, she's talking so fast, it's erratic where she's going with her description. And I like a little bit of a structure, and she's not giving that. She's literally all here, there, and everywhere. Now, the reason why they've come through with regards to you, Helen, they're telling me again, you are very, very spiritually gifted and have been from, again, your childhood. She's actually showing me a snapshot in time from you about 3 or 4, where you would be sitting in the garden with bare feet with a dress on, and you would have an open book and you would be reading out to whoever who was listening. But it wasn't necessarily the people, it was the spirit that were around it. Brilliant. Yes, she was brought up very Victorian. Thank you very much for validating that. So she's giving me this sensation that you'd be reading out this kind of book to the people and spirits that were around you. You would be talking and conversing to all and sundry. You would feel and sense at such a young age. And I feel, even though it wasn't necessarily nurtured as it could have been, those are her words, not mine, she said you sort of ebbed and flowed with this. So where from 7 to, she's telling me about 11, it sort of was still there, but you sort of picked up on people's energies rather than sort of communicated with the spirit, but you were picking up on energies and you could just feel and sense situations around you. And then she sort of taken me into your teenage years where it became apparent it wasn't going to go anywhere. It was going to keep coming and developing and growing. And so it has. And your journey has been very much in and out of spirituality. Would you understand? Always spiritual. Thank you very much. She said it's really served you well. She's taken me to a time when you were 15 and where there was an incident. It's like you were janked back or pulled back, whether from I'm standing on the side of a road, so I feel whether a car was coming forward or you were in the path of something what you shouldn't have been, and you were sort of yanked back to sort of save you from serious injury and more. Would you understand this, please, Helen? She's given it like a video in my head. I'm just seeing you just literally pulled back. So you always knew you were protected, and this is the reason why she's telling me you always knew that you were surrounded by love and compassion and protected. Yes, energies. Thank you. She's telling me even in your 20s, you knew the difference between rescuing and empowering. She said that insight you've had, the old soul that you've had, has been the ability to be able to help and guide people on their life's pathway. Not certain about the car. Right, I want you to hold on to this because she's not taking it away. And I've got to give you a little bit more detail. She's actually shown me one of the beacons, like a Pelican Crossing that I'm standing up. She's showing these cars going past. It was your right of way to go, and you were about 15 and you were with 2 other friends, is what she's telling me. And you literally went to step over and you were literally yanked back. So I'm going to give you that. And it was, she's telling me it was a brownie beige colour car that went past. Okay, so I'm going to give you that. And she's telling me when you were about 15. So I'm going to leave that one with you. Yes, absolutely. She said, you're so charitable of heart. You will give and give and give, never expect to receive. You empower people to be the best that they can be. The love and compassion that you show to people shows no bounds, as the word she's used to me. She says, again, I'm going back to this healing side of you. She said, also with affinity for animals. And it's as if she's putting a dog in my hand and I can feel the warmth starting to radiate. So whatever you touch, your hands start to spring into a form of burning sensation and healing that comes so naturally to you. She stopped talking for the vote. That's okay if you can't remember. A lot of people, it takes time to go, oh yeah, I remember. She's just stopped talking for a minute. And right, okay. What she's telling me, I've got a little bit of the weight of the world on my shoulders. And she's telling me that sometimes the things that you internalize can be very deep and sort of stop you in your mid-flow. And what she's telling you is that I want to give you a kind of journal to write your thoughts, feelings and emotions down, because I feel as if sometimes you give out this air of happiness for all to see, but your emotions can be quite deep with regards to you. And she's saying that sometimes it can stop you in your tracks. And she just wants to say to you, so to get rid of them. It's like I want to turn you upside down and empty your emotional pockets out, turn you up the right way, and what shall we begin? And that's where yes, always give to everyone and forget about me. Brilliant. Fabulous. Animals, love animals, nature. Brilliant. Thank you for validating that again. So what she's saying, just be mindful of that. She said, because your light shines so brightly, and what you do and the help that you give to people, inner help is important for us. We go on our continual development and growth. So she says, please do take that on board. Take that in mind. Remember self-love. And she's given me a lot of positive affirmations to put around your mirror to tell you how fabulous, how amazing, how wonderful, how delightful you are. So she's saying to you, be that shining light that you are. Continue to do that. And she actually works with you on a spiritual vibration as she comes in. And I do feel that you are aware of that. And she says, long may you continue to shine and do what you do, because you are amazing. Your granddad has just stood by the side while all of this, because he's telling me she would be the one who would be the mouthpiece for the family. And I want to give to you. Right, she wants me to give you a sunflower. Okay. Well, they do now, unfortunately, Helen. So make sure, remember that we have people on our life that are there, our soul mates that are there for words of wisdom, for them to give words of wisdom when you need it the most. But you need to open up and know that you're not on a journey, this journey alone. Okay. She wants me to give you a sunflower, and I always love it when they give sunflowers with those delightful yellow petals, the seeds of new beginnings. She's telling me there's a lot you need to be doing and thinking about, and you're actually processing with your ideas. Self-doubt is holding you back. But she's saying launch those seeds into the unknown, because they will become something. And I feel this is where you're going on your spiritual pathway. Inspirational writing. I want to give you books. I want to give you, she's given me a quill to give to you as well. She's saying there's so much more to you. You just have to have faith and belief in yourself. And I'm going to leave that with you. Oh, she wants me to give you March and April and May. We want June and July. We want September and October, November. She's gone to December, and she's given me a long month then back to February. Birthday celebrations, anniversaries and passings that are relevant to you. And I'm going to say thank you for working with me. Oh, sunshine to remind you of self-flowers, remind you of sunshine. Brilliant. Thank you again for that validation. So remember the sunshine within you. And thank you so much for working with me. I'd like to go to the lady in the purple scarf, please, if I may, in the congregation, the purple scarf in the front. Right is it purple or is it blue? It looks purple to me. Is it blue in the cardigan right at the front? Yeah, that's you. It's oh
Okay.
no, I said at the
Okay. Just a
oh
moment while we're taking the microphone to Alwyn. And the sunflower is the emblem of spiritualism, so that's another reason.
yeah, do you know, I love the sunflower when it comes in. It's just so refreshing to see and such positivity. Now, brilliant. Hello, Elwyn. Now, first of all, I am going all tingly, and this is my spiritual hug that I'm being given on your mother's side. And as I'm looking at your facial features, she looks just like you. I do. Say again. Yes, very similar indeed. And I've got an abundance of love and compassion coming from this beautiful lady. My heart's fit to burst right now. And she's smiling away at me. And I'm asking her, is that your true personality? She said, yes, I try to be positive. I try to be smiley and happy in life. I try to have a glass half full attitude. She said, unfortunately, as I got to the latter part of my life, that was not the case. I become quite pessimistic. Would you understand this, please?
Yes.
She said, and I was quite sharp in some of the things that I would come out with. How people had the patience with me, I never know. She said, I wouldn't have the patience with me. She said, I could be very direct, very to the point, and I am ashamed to say, when I went through those pearly gates, I looked at myself in disbelief because I couldn't believe the person that I'd become. Would you understand that, please?
Yes, she could be a bit sharp sometimes, yes.
She said, but do you know what? You learn the errors of your way as you look on the life you've lived. She said, and what a life I did live. It was one of happiness, ups and downs, a lot of trials and tribulations. She's telling me, especially in her 30s and 40s. I feel as if her health suffered a lot as well. And she's also given me kind of a sharp, I want to say, I can't find the words now. So I wonder if she had problem with her words towards the end, because she's making me feel quite tight in the chest area. Would you understand this, please?
I do, yes. Yes, I do.
And she slowed me down because I like to talk first and then fast, and now I'm really slowed down by this lady. Okay, she's also making me feel all sensitive around my face area. I feel there was a multitude of things that was going on with her. She's making me feel as if she had difficulty walking towards the end as well. Would you understand this, please?
She did have a problem with the leg, yes.
Yeah. And ironically, I couldn't walk earlier, and I know it was her, and it was like I was dragging my feet.
Yes.
Right, okay. Now I'm going to find out why she's come in. She's telling me you're a very practical person. Nothing phases you, nothing knocks you off balance. You deal with such a way that it's all taken a matter of course. Do you understand this, please, Owen?
Well, I do try. I mean, inside I might be all over the place, but try to give the...
Now, on the outside, you are this calm mill pond of positivity and light, she's telling me. Do the little feet go potential dozen sometimes? She said, yes, sometimes, but you always get there in the end. She says, as a child, you were the most practical child I'd ever met. Because not only did you absorb knowledge, and she's telling me you've got a wealth of knowledge within you. You were like a sponge. Do you understand this, please?
I don't think I was very bright as a child.
Right, okay. I can't take away what she's saying, so I'm going to ask her in what capacity. All right. She's telling me it wasn't in Einstein way, it was being able to read people. Would you understand this, please?
Well, I suppose so.
That is knowledge in itself. Because again, what she's telling me with your spiritual abilities, you're very much a soul reader. You would understand if someone was in pain and sorrow. You would understand if someone needed a bit of a positive word or a leading light at times. Do you understand this, please?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why she's telling me you had such inner knowledge, because you were able to sort out a situation and problem solve without a second thought. And this is why she's saying about your practicability.
All right, thank you.
I'm just finding out what's going on. Right, she's telling me the last 6 months have been quite tedious. And what she's given me is this sense of your general health and well-being isn't exactly been on par where it should be. Would you understand this, please?
Didn't quite catch what you're saying. Sorry.
She's telling me the last 6 months, your health hasn't necessarily been how it should be.
Ups and downs.
Yeah. And what she's given me, I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit of anxiety here. And this is the little undercurrent that you have. She's telling me all the things that you used to do, you sort of slowing down a bit, been a bit out of sync. And I feel it's a little bit out of off balance, is what she's saying. Would you understand that, please?
Yes, I have slowed down a lot actually the last 12 months or so. Yes.
Yes. And what she said, sorry, I don't need to hear. What she's saying to me, it's like she's coming in to give you a lift. And what it's also saying to you, you get frustrated because you are someone who's always on the go. You like to be here, there, and everywhere. And you haven't been able to do the things you want to do. And you've got very, very frustrated with regards to this. And what she's saying to you, you've got to listen to your body. Your body is talking to you and telling you this for a reason. The more you rest up and put your feet up and stop beating yourself up, the better you will feel. Would you understand this, please?
Yeah, well, I tend to regard myself as rather lazy, actually.
Say it again. Sorry, I didn't get that.
I regard myself as rather lazy, so I do a lot of resting.
Then I'm going to ask her why she's... Okay. I'm going to ask her. It's not lazy, she's telling me. You're listening to your body.
Oh, right, thanks.
And I feel that's why she's saying this. Because if she's coming through with this message and telling you for a reason, there's obviously something behind this. And with the fact she's saying it's okay to rest.
Okay, thank you.
I need to find out some more from this lady. I'm just waiting for her to talk.
Right.
What she's given, she just said forgetfulness. Forgetfulness. That's all the word she said, forgetfulness. And I do wonder if sometimes you're feeling like you're being forgetful.
Yes, memory's not good sometimes, yeah.
Right. And again, she's saying stop beating yourself up about that too.
All right.
Because she's showing me frustration where you're standing there and you've forgotten what you're doing or something. She said it's a matter of life. It is what it is. Stop beating yourself up.
Right.
It's just what happened. And I feel that's why she's coming through. In fact, I feel what she's doing, she's letting you know not only she's there beside you, she's giving you strength and encouragement. She's also telling you.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
I said she's also telling you, and she stopped talking.
Oh.
She's also telling me you are an amazing.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
I have to say, you know, the information she's given me, I keep asking her for more information than this. And she's not, it's like she's come in just to give you comfort, let you know she's with you, and she's giving you strength at this time. And again, I'm feeling my shoulders are pushed down, so I feel it's just giving you support that you need the most about now. Does that make sense?
Not really, but I'm appreciated, so thank you.
Okay, it's a bit frustrating for me because I need some more from her and she's not giving it to me. I've got love in abundance. She's not saying anything. She's just standing there. She's showing me her heart. She's giving it to you. She wants me to give you a huge bouquet of flowers, multicolored flowers. And this is showing joy she wants to give you as colours do. So I feel I want to give you more vibrant colours around you. I also want to say to you the months of April and May and June, July, August, September, we've gone to October. I want to give you January, February, birthday celebrations, anniversaries and passings, and saying thank you for working with me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure, I actually feel her joy of being here. Normally they speak fluently, and she wasn't. And I just feel she just wants to be acknowledged that she's beside you, and she's starting to stroke my hand. So I want to say to you, if you feel a sensation of coldness on your hand, she's there beside you. All right? You're more than welcome. I would like to go to Victoria Stumbo, who was on the live. Oh, hello. Oh, from Minnesota. Hello, Victoria. Sorry, I was trying to remember your name. I can never read my writing. Should have been a doctor. Right, Victoria. All right, I've got a lady here. She's shown me a picture, a photograph with her with trousers on, like slacks, and she's showing me standing there, looks like a teacher with a short sleeve t-shirt, and she's smiling, absolutely beaming smile, and her hair is short and wavy, and she's going between like a kind of auburn colour and into grey. So I feel she would have dyed her hair. She was again in one of these muffin tops, so she would have had skinny legs, and she would have put any weight around on her midriff. What she's telling me is she was about 5'3", 5'4", with a push in height, and she was somebody. She sounded very driven and motivated. Is that you, or is that you? She said I could be driven and motivated. I could be someone. When I was on a mission, I was on a mission. When I would get a bee in my bonnet, I would be here, there, and everywhere. She was the kind of person that would be on the go till dawn, till dusk. I'm finding with her. I do feel, again, it's on your mother's side with regards to this lady who's come forward. And I do feel that she also had a big heart. She's telling me she could be very abrupt at times, but she didn't really realise she was saying it. She didn't necessarily have a filter when she was trying to say things. She would say it literally as it was. And it could make people go sometimes, but it was never with bad intention. It was just sometimes she would come out with these things because the filter wasn't there. She would be very direct. Would you understand this, please, Victoria, with this lady? Are you still there? If you can come up for me. Ah, fabulous. My grandmother. Thank you for validating that. And she wouldn't speak. She wouldn't speak till you recognised it was her. So I couldn't give you any more information. And she said, yes, I could be very blunt indeed and very to the point. She said, I like to give words of wisdom. It wasn't always greeted with thanks. I just asked for her to come forward this week. Oh, brilliant. Well, she's definitely here just for you today. She said, yeah, but I wasn't necessarily thanked for some of my advice that I would give. She said, yes, because I could be very direct. Now, she's making me feel quite sick, how she's coming forward. So I do feel there was a problem within her lower abdomen with regards to this. And I'm sorry, I'm not attractive medium when they do this, because they do tend to make me belch. So we've got this sticky feeling. We've got this lower abdomen that's making me feel quite poorly. And I actually feel, even though she could be very direct, what she was going on with her general health and well-being, she wasn't someone who would share that. It was like, why does everybody else want to know? I'll just get on with it. And she didn't let people know that there was something going on with her, as she become quite a shadow of herself, is what I'm getting with regards to this lady. And I actually felt it was a shock to some people when she did pass, because she had kept it very much under wraps. She wasn't that kind of person that wanted people to know her business, even though these are her words. I would be out in other people's business. And she's laughing as she says that. Would you understand this, please, Victoria? You stop talking till you answer, which is a bit frustrating. Very honest, brilliant. Okay. Now, what she's saying to me, and the reason, colon cancer, brilliant, fabulous. That's exactly what I've got. So, fabulous. Now, the reason why I've asked her why she's come through for you is she's telling me you don't know your worth. So we're going straight into it. She says you don't know your worth. You have so much self-doubt going on for you. You doubt everything you do, and you second guess. And the reason why she's coming in is to give you strength and self-belief in yourself. And I actually feel your nan, the way she was, did give you strength. She did give you encouragement. She gave you love and compassion. She made you feel you as if you could conquer anything. And that's why she's come in today. I feel when she went, of course, she left a great big void. Yeah, oh, brilliant. She passed in her home. She didn't want people to know. Again, thank you very much for validating that. She, of course, when she passed, she left such a void. But what you've done is sort of lost yourself a little bit. And I don't feel it's just from Nan. I feel she was in everyone's business. Fabulous. Thank you. I just feel that where you have you've had such inner strength before in the past, you've sort of lost you. And I want to get you back. She wants to get you back. She wants you to put those positive affirmations around the mirrors. I meant to mention before, I'm going to mention again, I want you to listen to confidence and self-esteem, because I asked her for wisdom. She was your rock, but she's still your rock. She's still there on the spiritual realm, but she's giving you words. And what she's telling me, it's like she's giving signs around you as well. Now, we always say signs of feathers and coins and insects coming forward, even the stroke of the hair, all these kind of things are signs. But she's telling me she's giving you words and ambitions, because what she's telling me, there's things you want to do in your life, but you're holding yourself back through self-doubt. You're very critical, very judgmental of you, so much so it's to the detriment of you. And she's saying no. She said, you must remember that you are an amazing person, amazing human being. You are somebody who always puts others first. You always look after the people around you. You shower them with love and compassion, and you don't necessarily speak up, because what she's starting to do is affect my throat chakra, and my throat chakra has become quite itchy. Now, when this happens, it's when someone doesn't necessarily treat you with the respect that you deserve to have. You don't necessarily speak up, and this in turn is affecting your confidence and self-esteem. And she's saying, no, so you stand tall and proud, be that beacon that you are. Know I am beside you, leading you forward in everything you do, and know that you can do anything you put your mind to. You are gifted. You are creative. She's also telling me that you are spiritually gifted also. So I feel at the moment you've been sort of blocking it with what's gone on for you and your self-doubt, because as you open it up more, you will know that she is right beside you. I don't speak up at all, but you need to, and you need to do with a feedback sandwich. Love the feedback sandwich, positive, negative, positive. When you do that, you are saying it in a way that, for example, okay, she wants me to give you an example. She's saying, I love our friendship. However, when you talk to me like that, it makes you feel like you don't value me. And I'd love our friendship to continue. So you're giving a positive, negative, positive at the end. So that's how you deal with situations. That's what she wants you to do. She's giving you her inner strength to allow you to be able to speak up, because if you don't speak up, people will think it's okay. So again, get that confidence and self-esteem. Shine like the beacon that you are. And when you do that, Victoria, you can achieve anything and more. And what she is also giving is another sunflower I want to give to you, because that's your seeds of new beginnings with your positivity, love and light. I also want to give you the months of March, April and May. We've got June, July. I want to go August, September. I've gone to November. I've gone to February, birthday celebrations, anniversaries. And I'm going to say thank you so much for working with me. That's
Your reading and your wonderful dresses, and very poignant for this weekend. So thank you very much for attending. Everyone here wishes you well and thanks you for this morning's service as well. And if I could just ask you for the closing prayer.
absolutely. And thank you so much for having me today.
Our pleasure.
If you'd like to join me in prayer. Divine Spirit, love and light, thank you for guiding and protecting us while bringing messages from our loved ones. Let the energy generated from this morning be sent out to help and heal the people and animals that need it the most. Send out love and guidance to all the countries of the world and protect our world from further pain and suffering. We thank our guides, helpers and inspirers who've come forward with their generous help. Thank you for the leading light that you give to us to make sure we make the right decisions and guiding us on our life's pathway. We thank you for the strength that you give and for being by our side in our hours of need, and know that with you even hard things are possible. Bless our family and our home and keep us safe until we meet again. And when we awake in the morning, put a smile in our face, give us positivity and purpose in our hearts, ready to start a new day as our guardian angels watch over us. Amen. Thank you.
Blessings to all of those of you online. Hopefully we're here and see you for next Sunday service. And for those in the congregation, till we meet again next Sunday, may you also have blessings and a good week. And for those that come on our Wednesday, then I'll see all of you on Wednesday. Take care, everyone, and until next week. Thank you for joining us on this morning's service.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.